Hey guys, I am about to do a special video. This is going to be a repaint of the Baby Groot, dancing Baby Groot that they currently sell at Toys R Us, and they sell them they probably sell them everywhere. I haven't been to Walmart or Target in a while, but he was at Toys R Us. He's like, I believe he was around 35 bucks basically. I believe he was like $34.99 or something like that, maybe a little more. I don't know if that was if it was on sale right now, but yeah, I just saw this movie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I just saw it twice. I posted a review about it. Outstanding movie. There's a Hot Toys Groot, Baby Groot, that is coming out. I think it doesn't come out till next year, and that might be my first Hot Toys purchase, although I'm very tempted by their Jenner or so and their a few of theirs. I don't remember if they've done Hermione Granger. If they do, I'd probably have to get that baby doll. I really want their baby doll. That's an old one I probably have to get on eBay. I don't know. But yeah, the Groot that they're gonna do is gonna be like life size, which actually would be a little smaller than this, I think. This one's a little large, and I almost didn't buy him, but I think with a repaint, just to paint over like a couple of overpaints, just for details, because he's just this flat color, I think he's gonna look like way more realistic, even though he's a little bigger. And it's okay if he's bigger because he's growing. But yeah, he dances to his own songs that he plays, or he will dance to your own music that you play, which is the better option. Now, I'm sure that he's probably set to demo mode or something right now, because he just plays these really brief clips, but I'll do one for you right now. But then I'm going to take him out of the box, and we'll get started with the repainting. His eyes light up. That's pretty cool. That song was actually in one of the coolest scenes in the movie. The more I like, when I saw that movie for a second time, I loved it even more. I might like it more than the first one. It's tough to ever say that, but it was pretty amazing. But anyway, okay, I'm going to take this guy out, and we'll get started on just giving him a couple of washes. Just to, you know, bring out details and make him look more realistic, and add the green to the top of his head. I think it'll look better. I don't know how long it'll last, but I'm going to use acrylic paint. Because he dances, I don't know if that's going to be a problem, or I don't know if it'll ever peel or stick together, because you never know with acrylic paint. Sometimes it gets sticky or whatever, but we're going to give it a shot, because I think it'll look cooler. And I'm not like an expert on the repaints or the customs, but I'm an artist, so maybe I can do an okay job. We'll give it a try. Hey guys, okay, I'm back with part 2 of this video. So, that first part, just to say, I shot that like last weekend, right after I bought that Baby Groot. And I didn't do the repaint right away. I did it like a couple days later, and I'm sorry to say I did not film the repaint. I'm going to show you the final product. The repaint took like an hour and a half. I put on Cool Runnings and just sat back and painted him, and had a nice night, actually. It was kind of fun just watching Cool Runnings and painting up Baby Groot. And I intended to film, you know, the process, but the thing is, even though it was rather quick, you know, I kept putting on layers, and that's the key for something like this. You got to put on a lot of layers to give it a good look, I think. Now, I know that other people have, like, I'm going to try to put a link below, if I don't forget, of a video somebody posted. This woman had a Baby Groot. I think it might have been this really popular digitally printed one that's been going around lately, and he's been really popular. But you know, you digitally print him, and then he's flat in color, just like practically like the one I bought is practically flat. It is flat, really. And so she shows you, you know, if you really need to watch and see the different colors and layers. What I'm going to do is just show you the final product of how mine came out, and I'll explain what I did, and you really don't need to go watch the other video, but you can. I mean, it's helpful. I did it because I was trying to, I mean, I've done this kind of thing before. It's been a while, but I kind of knew how to do it, but I kind of wanted to, I really wanted to find out if there were better paints to use, because I use artist acrylic paints, and I know that's not what is used on toys professionally. And I've always, you know, I don't know what kind of paints they use or where you can buy them, the ones that are used on toys that you go and buy, because artist acrylic paints are kind of sticky to the touch, not super sticky, but and they're a little unpredictable, like over time, or how they're gonna like this, you know, toy for example, they can rub off. I mean, paint on all toys can rub off, but this kind is really bad, and I don't know, it just doesn't have as finished feeling and look as whatever it is that they use on most toys. Every once in a while you'll have a toy that feels like it's been done with that kind of paint, but I feel like there's another kind of paint that is used on most toys. And this time it actually fused really well. On this particular toy, the acrylic paint, and it still probably is very prone to rubbing off and stuff, but it seems really good. I'm super happy with the final results. So I'm going to show you now how Baby Groot came out. He's right here, and I'll explain to you what I did. So this is my finished Baby Groot, and if you want to go back and like see how he looks in how he looked before, it's a pretty big difference. The light on here is kind of bright, but it is a really big difference. Here's some detailed. You can see how I brought out the detail a lot, and then I added those greens, and I added a lot of brown too, because this is not the same color that he originally was, and you might need to see them side by side, and I'll try to remember, maybe I'll put a picture of him side by side with the way he looked before. But yeah, and in person he looks a little bit more reddish brownish than he does on the screen, I'm noticing. But what I did was I started with a very dark brown, and I pretty much just painted him all over with this dark brown. And what that does is it's as an underlayer, it really gets in the little cracks and all the little, you know, the wood grains. It shows all the wood grains, and then so when you go over it, you try not to get in all the cracks, to try not to hide all that darkness in the cracks with your next layer. Because what I did was I did several layers of brown, and you know, and sometimes I would kind of let the reds and the yellows kind of come out a little bit too, because I mix these colors myself. Usually when I'm painting anything, even a painting, I'll mostly work with red, yellow, and blue, and just mix the greens and the browns and the purples and the orange, and just mix it myself. And I'll also use black and white. Some people don't like to use black and white, but I will use that a lot too. And so what I did, I you know, mixed a brown, which is basically all your three colors mixed together, and I probably added a little black into the brown for that first base. And then I made some lighter ones that were just straight up brown and with no black, and a lighter brown, sometimes a little bit more yellowish or a little bit more reddish. And I just did more and more layers, but I used a drier technique each time, because when when your paint is really wet, and by that I mean I'm using acrylic, so I use water with it. It's like using watercolors. And if you use water and your brush is really wet, that water is going to get in the little cracks, and it's going to, you're going to end up with another flat color, because it's just going to cover everything. And I wasn't trying to do too much of a wash to where it was getting in all the cracks like that. That was for the first one, the dark brown. So after that, I was trying to go drier, and then finally with a green. I just kind of brushed really dry. I think the green was pretty dry when I used that one. I might have like used a little dab of water for at least for up here, because this is more of a wash. But for the most part, the very lightest brown, which I probably put some white in, and the green. I mean, it was pretty dry brush, so that it wouldn't really cover up the previous colors, because that's the thing. You want them to look streaky and like actual wood. I mean, you know, this is probably not the best you've ever seen, but I've seen some that look too elaborate to me. I didn't want it to look super elaborate. I wanted them to still look cute. And there's the back, by the way. And I thought about filling in these holes where they've got like screws. I don't know why the toy companies don't fill in those holes with like anything, you know. I was going to fill them in with something, anything. And then just paint over them, and then there would be no holes there. But that seemed like overkill anyway, and I didn't know if that was going to make his head, depending on what I filled it in with. I don't want to make the head heavy, or I just didn't want to screw it up in any way. I like the way the button, this is the on-off switch, kind of got painted too. I wasn't gonna do that, but it just kind of came out that way. This is the button to make him dance. Now, his batteries are a little run down. I guess they were already. I never have put new batteries in here. So he starts to slur when he plays his music.
I am Groot.
He still works, as you can see. But sometimes the music is kind of, and I'm pretty sure that's just a battery issue. I hope it's not because paint got in there, but I think it's just a battery issue. And yeah, his joints look good too, because I have posed his arms, and I don't know, somehow that paint got in there. I did like lift up his arms and make sure that I painted the joints and everything. There's a little bit of, yeah, it looks pretty good to me. Yeah, now he's reacting to my voice, because that's after he's played his music. If you don't switch him off, he goes into the mode after a few seconds to where he's dancing to music, anything you play, or even your voice. So that's what he's doing right now. Okay, I'm gonna switch him off, and he's super cute, and I'm super happy with this paint job. It looks amazing, I think. I'm not trying to brag. Anybody can do this. This is super easy, and I'm just really happy with the way it came out, because I don't customize too much, and a lot of times I have a lot of issues with the paint, because like one time I made a fantastic figure of Scooby-Dum from Scooby-Doo, and he just looked amazing, but after a few years he got dusty, and he started changing color, and that might have been because after I painted him, I think I sprayed him with clear coat, which they used to, you know, tell us that we should do that with acrylic stuff, and I don't think we should. It doesn't seem to have a good result. After a while, it can change color and everything. But yeah, I've done some customized toys before, but I'm usually not happy with them over time. But lately, I've done a few where I just do like a minor paint job, and I've been happy with them. And this one, I'm so pleased with this, and anybody can do this. I'll try to remember to put that link to where that lady shows you basically what I did. I watched her first to you know, make sure I was going to do it right. But like I said, I was hoping she would say a special kind of paint, but I think she was basically using what I use, like acrylic paint. I use art paints because that's what I have. I think it's the same kind as any kind of acrylic paint. I used to paint in acrylics and oils also, but so I still had some left, and I need to get more because I want to get back into painting. But anyway, yeah, anybody can do this. It's super easy, and it's a huge improvement. It's a huge improvement. I have a picture of them side by side, the way he looked before and after. I'll try to remember to put that at the end of this video. So there you go, guys. That's it. I'll see you later. I might put this in the cosplay description because I think this is a good one for cosplay type stuff. Until that Hot Toys Baby Groot comes out. I like the fact that he moves and stuff, so I think he'd be good for cosplay. I think he's a little bigger than I think in the movie he's like that big. Although I'm not sure, because it sounds like the Hot Toys one might be the same size as this. I don't know. If he was on my shoulder, he looks like that. You'd have to like tie him on your shoulder if you put him on your shoulder. I did get him to balance there once, but anyway, there he is. Okay, see you later.